All right, so right now the community is talking about this message that has appeared in-game, maintenance message, and it says it's going to be happening on January 21st, 1970. So what in the world is going on here? We have official comments from the dev team, and it is very good news. You know what? The community is also discussing, hey, will we see a new Game Plus option? We have some comments from Focus on that one, and then Saber Interactive also had some comments on what I'm calling the Ubisoft and Concord effect. But we're seeing developers spend hundreds of millions of dollars on games that are ultimately failing. This is very interesting. We'll talk about it. Plus, yeah, the modding scene has some interesting things going on with it as well. So let's dive into what is going on, first of all, with this mysterious maintenance message. Here is the official reply from the dev team out on their official Discord. It says this: listen up, Space Marines. The game will undergo maintenance tomorrow on October 10th because of service hot fixes at 9 a.m. UTC, and so on and so forth. Now, the update will take up to 45 minutes in total. Thank you for your understanding. So that is their response there. But it's good to know that, yes, finally, it looks like they're going to be doing some server updates. This should hopefully stabilize the servers further. You know, I said that previously, and a lot of you guys say, hey, it's still all over the place with the disconnects, server issues. So I'm crossing my fingers that we actually see some improvements here big time with the servers ahead, of course, of this big content update that's going to be releasing here in later October. Now, also, we have this right here. It says, please make new Game Plus and let us experience the story with our PvE characters. There would be much more replayability when we could have all the missions from the single player in the PvE mode. After 100 hours, the 6 missions are getting boring. I know it's not lore accurate, but it's a shame that most players, including me, will see the campaign missions only 1 to 2 times. Yeah, this would be very, very cool. Look at that sad face. It's actually more like the Vietnam face right there. Like, damn, PTSD going on right there. But anyway, yeah, it would be very, very cool to see that. But what about New Game Plus itself? Would we see that? We got some comments from Focus out on Discord. I want to say the following right here. Says this: no idea about that. I don't think this is planned according to what they are hearing from the dev team right now. But yeah, I think it would be such an easy solution adding in a lot of those amazing campaign maps and missions into operations mode. It just makes sense to me. There's so many iconic levels. But yeah, let me know what you guys would ultimately like to see if they did end up doing something like that. But hey, we are at least going to be getting the new difficulty, horde mode, that sort of thing. And yes, still new PvE missions. But man, again, I've always said I wish they would like quadruple down on the operations content coming up here, because I would love to hear, hey, you guys are getting like 6 operations for, you know, future content. Dude, that would make my day absolutely. All right, so we got to talk about some new comments from Saber Interactive on, yeah, what's going on around Ubisoft, Concord. You guys know that these companies are really struggling. In fact, there's a rumor that Ubisoft might be bought out entirely. So check out the headline right here. Saber Interactive CEO says middle market titles like Space Marine 2 poised to make a comeback as AAA development becomes unsustainable. We're seeing this more and more. Companies are taking huge risks and ultimately failing, and we're seeing a lot of closures, layoffs, that sort of thing, and it's really unfortunate how Saber Interactive has a different approach to game development, and that is keeping costs low, knowing what they can handle as a development team, and going after that sort of thing, and making the gameplay loop fun. That is the core thing. And I feel like they also nailed down the full package, offering up single-player campaign story, cooperative mode, PvP. I mean, it feels like the good old days. But anyway, here are the comments from the dev team right here. It says this: I think that as games become more expensive to make, the $70 title is going to go the way of the dodo. I just don't think it's sustainable. Look, you remember the hype for Cyberpunk, which I think actually ultimately performed okay, but when the expectations are so high and so much money is put into one title, it's hugely risky for the company that's doing it. What if it fails? You remember what happened with Ubisoft a couple of years ago. All their titles slipped out of the year, and then all of a sudden, they were in an entirely different place. We're seeing that happening again. And it says it's hard to recover from that. I think the market is going to shift to development, which is not necessarily lower quality, but there's going to be an emphasis on trying to find ways to reduce costs. Yeah, and this comment was made before Assassin's Creed Shadows was delayed. And it's very interesting because Ubisoft also said that that has impacted their entire Assassin's Creed pipeline. So one game delay can affect like a 10-year roadmap, essentially, for whatever a franchise is going to be committing to. So that I find that really interesting for sure. But let's keep reading here. It says this right here. Now, Karch adds that artificial intelligence might help lower costs and improve quality in the AAA space, but that's not enough. Now, when it comes to AI, if I can interject here, I just think it's so controversial because AI, yes, can be great, but also you might see job loss regarding AI, which is real problematic. But if it comes down to like a developer being able to use AI and save time and that sort of thing, then hey, great. But we're seeing a lot of job loss in other markets because of AI right now. So I'm really apprehensive about studios pursuing AI. But yeah, as long as AI is used responsibly, then yeah, go for it. But that is walking a tightrope for sure. Now, goes on to say this. He believes that AAA game development is going through a major shift, a reckoning of sorts, and that the ongoing trend of sky-high budgets and years upon years of development aren't sustainable. And if Hart is right, he's eager for Saber to step in and conquer the market. And he says, I think there's going to be a real shortage of game content over the coming few years. You've seen how many layoffs there's been. You see how many games have gotten killed, but we have a lot of good projects going on that I'm proud of and that I feel really, really strongly about. Yeah, part of me agrees with that, but I also think that you're going to see more of Helldivers 2, Space Marine 2, a resurgence of that. Not necessarily where you see less games releasing, just less bigger, ridiculous projects. Of course, yeah, we have like GTA 6 coming up here, one of the most expensive projects ever in human history. We'll see how that one goes. I'm sure it's going to do very well. But anyway, yeah, it's definitely an interesting discussion for sure. And I am for these projects that go back to the era of like the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3. And I'm honestly looking forward to like the new Gears of War, for example. Yeah, that one definitely has my interest. So yeah, I am ready for the future of what is next for the gaming industry, because if it heads in this direction that I think it's going to head into, I am down for it. All right, so yeah, some interesting things also happening around the modding scene that you guys should definitely know about as well. So yeah, here is an announcement here from Warhammer Workshop. They work on some of the best mods. It says, so as usual, the latest update has broken mods. We just recorded a short video, sped up about 20x, to give you a quick look behind the scenes at what goes into creating some of these mods. Please be patient with me as I work on updating the backlog. I'm just one person juggling a full-time job, damn. And he goes on to confirm that the Death Watch mod should be up and running today, because that mod wasn't working because of the new update. Again, with all these mods, I highly recommend playing them offline as a precaution as well. But hey, you know what? I love to see the passion. This is what I'm talking about. And I always say, hire these type of guys. They are just so passionate about the games that they love, and they're willing to do this without pay. You know what I mean? So it's wild to see the passion right here and the projects that are going on for the modding scene for Space Marine 2. Anyway, yeah, let's go over your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It can end up right here in a future video. And remember, if you are new, welcome aboard. Smack that subscribe button to stay updated on all things Space Marine 2. But let's dive in and see what you guys had to say. Check it out. It says, giving feedback is great, but complaining at every corner is getting a little tiring. I'm on my third character, still collecting all the data slates, etc. I'm not burned out. And if you are, play something else. It's an easy fix. Totally agree. That's always what I have said as well. I remember covering Diablo 4. There were so many complaints as people got through the content and essentially got bored. And the dev team came out and also said, hey, you know what? It's okay. You could play something else. We don't mind. Come back when we release, you know, our seasonal content or our DLC, which, by the way, the DLC is fantastic. But anyway, yeah, that's besides the point. But yes, play something else. There's tons of different game options out there and a lot of different updates happening around other projects. And if you get bored of this, we're going to have a new operation soon and you'll be able to revisit the game anyway. So no big deal. We also have anyone who says screw the lore should not be listened to in any meaningful way. Yeah, protect that lore. And we have devs can only work so fast, brothers. We're getting changes, not being left in the dust. I played games where I was met with silence for months. I'm grateful to know their passion and dedication to the game. I'd much rather know changes will come than nothing at all. Well said right there. And you know what? I still feel like they're getting content out pretty quickly. This game is officially only 1 month old as of today. And it's so impressive to know that already in October, we're going to be getting a new operation. I honestly wish we could get new operation every month, but hey, that's unrealistic. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this new operation. It just sounds so badass. All right, we have this one. Grey Knights would be cool, but I'd rather get some armor sets for more unique chapters that are already in the game. It's weird having space wolves with no pelts, or runes, or salamanders with no dragon scales or dragon teeth stuff. I do wish they would give us some comments about what they might do with space wolves, you know, and potential fur offerings. That would be so freaking awesome, by the way. When it comes to customization, that is absolutely at the top of my list for sure. There has been no evidence right now when it comes to data mining and anything like that, that we would be getting that. But they have said they want to like really get in tune with all of the chapters when it comes to customization. So I really hope that means, yeah, we do get something like that. But anyway, we also have this right here. Fix the servers, please, should be very high priority. Getting into a game once every 3 or 4 tries is getting tiring. So crossing my fingers once again that this time, this go around with this upcoming maintenance really does prove to be effective when it comes to server issues. I'm curious to see what you guys say tomorrow. So I'll be looking for your comments on that. We'll see. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned here for more Space Marine 2. As always, I have you guys covered. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all next time. Take care.